Hello everyone, I'm Video Game Hazard, and welcome to another episode of Pokémon Fire Red. In the last episode, we battled the Grass-type gym and its leader Erica in Celadon City, and this time we are taking on the Team Rocket Hideout. So let's get right into things by battling this guy over here. Who are you? How did you get here? Very easily, I just pushed a button behind a poster after beating the crap out of one of your guys. Let's see, you have a Drowsy. I also decided to switch Blitz into the front so he could actually get some screen time for once. Been a while since he's actually gotten a bit, so, you know, this will be good for him. And of course, one-shot that Drowsy with a Thunderbolt. We love to see it. You have a Machop as well. We'll just... Actually, let's see if Shockwave can take you out in one hit. I'd rather use that PP than Thunderbolt, in all honesty. Yeah, that's more than enough. Oh, beaten! That you were. If we go in here, there's this gate that we can't get past. There are, however, hidden items around. I think this one is in one of these plants. Or next to it? Ah, there we go, a PP up. We also have up this way another Shriner. You broke into Team Rocket's operation! What nerve! I don't know why I gave that guy a particularly gruff voice. They all look the same, but whatever, it gives them personality. I mean, as much personality as you can get for guys that just use Eradicate over and over again. And die to one Thunderbolt, I assume. Yep, there it goes. And he has another Eradicate. Oh boy. And it goes down in one hit as well. Because of course. Boom. Did you explode, sir? Oh. Anyway, on this table right here, you can find an escape rope. And that's all there is to this level for now. We have to head deeper into the Rocket Hideout if we want to find more things. So, if we go over here, we can talk to this guy and battle him. Boss said you can see ghosts with a Sylph Scope. Oh, really now? We've been looking for something to ID ghosts with, and we've also been looking for whoever stole the Sylph Scope. How convenient that both of my problems will be solved in the same place. But yes, our objective here is to retrieve the Sylph Scope from Team Rocket and bring it back to Pokemon Tower. And with that clear, I mean, it's not like we were really going to do anything different, but hey, it's nice to know that we have a more defined goal here than just Team Rocket sucks, let's beat them up. Anyway, these guys' Pokemon are really weak. I think that Coughing was level 17? Really? I'm quite surprised by that. Yeah, the Grimer here is only level 17. Why are you guys so weak? I don't get that. You have a Zubat. Yeah, I'm just gonna Rock Slide. And Eradicate, that is something I can double kick, no problem. Only level 17. Wow. I mean, I know this guy's a lot of Pokemon, but you didn't need to make them this weak. I was gonna say that's overkill, but more like underkill. I surrender! Ah, you are French! Anyway, so if we go over here, you'll see these arrows on the floor. These are moving tiles. And you will not stop until you hit a yellow square like this, or a wall, I guess. This item right here is a Moonstone. So if you have another Pokemon that can evolve with a Moonstone, there's one for you right there. There's also Next Speed, which is probably going to get sold. If we... Yeah, I'll just do that. And we go over here. TM12 for Taunt. That's a move that prevents the opponent from using any status moves, so they will be locked into using offensive moves. So this floor puzzle here can be a little confusing at first, but if you just pay attention to where the arrows go, you should be able to get through no problem. Although I did find myself a dead end here. Let's see. We want to go this way. Yes. Okay. So now that we come over this stairway, we have more trainers. I mean, Rocket Grunts. Why did you come here? To beat you up! That's why. And also for the self-scope. But mostly to beat you up. Because it's fun! It's good old-fashioned family fun. To beat up the bad guys. And they're very weak rats. And that was a completely unnecessary crit blitz. Cool, I guess. Eradicate, we'll send out Spike for that. Yeah, so, yeah, you've probably noticed most of these Team Rocket Grunts are rather weak. We could have done this before facing Erica, but I wanted to save it for after because I personally feel like it flows a lot better with the story better since, you know, we'll be going to Pokemon Tower after this, and it would be weird to have the gym in between this and that, so I just decided to take care of it after the gym. Oh hey, Eradicate poisoned itself with my poison point. Very cool, although it didn't really matter. Wow, that single kick was almost enough to take it out. That's kind of sad, actually. Wow. Well, anyway, I know what will be taken out by a single kick. This Rattata. Probably. Yep, there it goes. Bye. This won't do. You losing? Well, it suits me perfectly fine. Oh, we have another Rocket Grunt up here. Intruder alert! Alright, he's got a Grimer. A little higher level than the last one we saw, but not by a whole lot. And it goes down in one hit, because why wouldn't it? Coughing. I think I'll have Spike deal with that. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but Coughing has the ability Levitate. So, and that prevents the Pokemon from being hit by any ground-type moves. So, while Coughing is a poison type, and would normally be weak to ground moves, it can't be affected by them at all because of its ability. So, that's something good to keep in mind when fighting them. There are a few other Pokemon with Levitate, but Coughing, I think, is only one of two in this game, I want to say. Or at least one of two evolutionary lines. And you have another Coughing, because of course. Team Rocket with the rats and the poison types all the time. Very little variation. Unless you're like a higher up, which we'll get to. Oh wow, I flinched it. Nice. Very good. I don't have to take weak smog damage. I can't do it. Alright, if we go over here, we have a Hyper Potion. Very nice. I don't think there are any other hidden items here. No. So we have to go back down the stairs, and we can check this elevator here. But it needs a key, so we have to find that key. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to go down these stairs over here to basement floor 3. Of course, we have another train over here. I think this little alcove here is a dead end, but I do believe there's an item down here. I should probably switch Jeremy into the front now, because Blitz and Spike are both on the verge of level 32, and Jeremy's still level 30. But if we go in this corner, we get TM21 Frustration. That is a move that does more damage depending on how much your Pokemon dislikes you. And I'm also remembering that there was something I forgot up the other stair. Alright, so back here, we have another strength puzzle, although this looks like a good spot for a hidden item. Yes! What is here? A nugget! I will sell that when I actually get back to a Pokemart. Or the department store. Depends which I feel like. But we have another moving tile puzzle here. This item right here is a rare candy. We've been getting a lot of those. How many do I have? We have 4. And I think I used one of those, or 2? I forget if I used 2 or not. It was at least 1, I know. I have to go back up this way, I think. And, oh no, I did not want to go that way. I am messing this up. What you actually want to do is go down here. Yes. Fight this guy. Stop meddling in Team Rocket's affairs, or else. Or else what, you gonna beat me up with your weak Pokemon? What do you even have? You have a Rattata. You're not gonna do anything to me, buddy. I have much stronger Pokemon than you. You know, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Drowsy. I might actually be able to one-shot you with Leech Life. Let's see. Oh, Hypnosis. I'm glad I dodged that. I don't know if you've seen that before. It's basically like Sing. It puts you to sleep. I think the accuracy might be a little better than Sing. I forget exactly. But with that guy dealt with, we can now head down here and get the black glasses. That is an item that boosts the power of dark type moves by 10%, but we do not have any dark type moves on the team, so it doesn't really matter. On the desk right there, you can get a max ether, and over here we can get TM49 Snatch. I forget what that does exactly. It's a move that I don't really use ever, so let's see. Snatch steals the effects of the foe's healing or status changing moves. So yeah, it's very situational. I wouldn't recommend putting it on a Pokemon personally. But we do have this Rocket Grunt to fight here. The elevator doesn't work. Who has the lift key? Gee, I wonder who. It's not like you just gave it away or anything. Also, I don't know if I've touched on this before, but I love how they're all just called Rocket Grunt. They don't have names. And, in fact, in the game's code, Grunt is in place of where their name would be. So technically, they are all literally named Grunt. So that's kind of funny. I'm gonna see if Jeremy can deal with this coughing. It has better physical defense than special defense, if memory serves me right. But it is low-leveled, so Jeremy is actually able to deal with it pretty well. I hope you don't get poisoned here. Okay, you did. Good. We're good. Very nice. And now he's sending out a Zubat. That sounds like a job for Blitz. And we'll just Shockwave. And down in one hit. Because why wouldn't it go down in one hit? No! That's the second episode in a row where someone has just said no when they lose. Oh no, I dropped the lift key! I love that line. So now we get the lift key, it just lands right next to him. Oh no, I dropped the lift key. Okay, you don't say anything else. But now that we have the lift key, we can bring that back to the elevator! Alright, so now we are back at the elevator. We use the lift key. We're actually going to go up to the basement floor 1 first, because now that we have access to the elevator, we can actually get into this path and fight this guy. I forget if the Rocket Hideouts work the same as Pokemon gyms, but I think they do in that once you beat, you know, the boss of the area, all of the other trainers will flee. Well, gym trainers don't flee, you just can't battle them, but I think the Rocket Grunts might flee. I don't know, we'll find out in a bit here. But I am gonna have Jeremy just deal with this Grimer here. It actually doesn't do a whole lot more damage than it did to the Coughing. But I know Coughing does have better physical defense. I think Grimer's better with special defense. But I don't quite remember. Anyway, Jeremy grew to level 31. If I could get my words out properly. And now you have a Coughing. We're just gonna put you to sleep. Rinse and repeat like with the Grimer. And we will scratch the heck out of you. Scritchy scratch. Yeah, a little less than the damage I dealt to the Grimer. But 3 hits will still be enough to take it out. And it stayed asleep the whole time. Hooray! Why? Because you're a part of Team Rocket, that's why. Now beating him opens up this gate here that we couldn't get past before. So that's nice. But now we want to go back into the elevator and go down to basement floor 4. Now, basement floor 4, has an item over here. I keep tripping over my words. There's a calcium. Nice if you want to boost your Pokemon's special attack. And we have two grunts here blocking the door, so let's just fight them one at a time. I know you ruined our plans at Mount Moon! But I have no way of knowing if you are actually one of the same guys, because you're all named Grunt. Although I do actually remember one of them having a Sandshrew back there, so maybe this is the same guy. I don't know. Could be. I forget if he had... I know he had a Sandshrew. I forget if he had anything else. But once again, no problem for Jeremy. Oh, and you have a Sand Slash! That's the evolution of Sandshrew. I'm not actually sure if I'll take it out with Bolt Seed right away. Let's see. I know 2 definitely won't. Yeah, that's 2. Oh, one of them was a crit, though. Okay, 3 is still enough with the crit. Alright. Works for me. Not complaining at all. And you have an Ekans. Let's have Spike deal with that. He probably just had a Sandshrew and Ekans before. If this is the same guy from Mount Moon. Oh no, Intimidate. Dig should still be enough to take you out in one hit. I'm not worried. Not in the slightest. And down it goes. Very cool. And that Team Rocket Grunt is defeated. Burned again! Well, actually, I dug you and also shot you. I didn't use Mustafar this time. Yeah, I'll keep the party arranged how it is. How can you not see the beauty of our evil? Because it's evil. It's in the name. You're kind of like stealing people's Pokemon and stuff, and their other property like the Sylph Scope. So I don't think there's any beauty in this really. Let's just put this Ekans to sleep. Oh, it poisoned me. I don't appreciate that. Not in the slightest. And for that, you shall pay. By being scratched in your sleep. 2 should be enough to take it out. A little worried about that poison. Oh, and it's waking up. And it's lowering my defense. Let's see, scratch. That was enough, cool. You have another Sandshrew. Yeah, I'm gonna switch out. I'd rather not risk Jeremy fainting. Even if it does have an advantage. Mustafar, you can deal with this Sandshrew here. And Ember was a one-shot, so I had no reason to worry. Ooh, you have an Arbok. That is the evolution of Ekans. And is also Cobra backwards. But with a K, because Ks are cooler than Cs. I guess. K is like the X of the first half of the alphabet. God, that was so lame. Whatever. Spike, take it out with a dig so I don't have to talk about this anymore. "32. And you've been defeated." Ah! I regret doing that. Now that gate is open, but I need to heal first. Alright, everyone is mostly healed up. Now we can head in here. Now, before you go talk to that guy, there are some hidden items in here. Right in between here, we get a Nest Ball. Let me remind myself of the exact effect of that. It is a Pokeball that works especially on weaker Pokemon. Usually, I think that applies to any Pokemon below level 30. And then here we have a Net Ball. That is useful for catching Bug and Water-type Pokemon. So, if you want a Water-type Pokemon and you haven't gotten one yet, you can use that on it if you want. Alright, and nothing else here, so let's talk to who we can only assume is the boss of Team Rocket. "So, I must say, I am impressed you got here. Team Rocket captures Pokemon from around the world. They're important tools for keeping our criminal enterprise going. I am the leader, Giovanni. For your insolence, you will feel a world of pain." Alright, time to fight Team Rocket boss, Giovanni. He is going to start with an Onix. Rock and Ground type, level 25, with the ability Rock Head, which prevents damage from recoil moves. And it has the moves Rock Throw, Bind, Rage, and Harden. I'm just going to use Bullet Seed on it, and it should go down very easily. That's probably going to require 3. But I do get it, so that's good. Alright, that's 577 experience. Now he's sending out his Rhyhorn, level 24 Ground and Rock type, not to be confused with Rock and Ground, although it's effectively the same. Also has the ability Rock Head. It has the moves Stomp, Fury Attack, Scary Face, and Tail Whip. We're gonna do another Bullet Seed because it just works. Is that enough for a 2-shot? No, not quite. And of course I don't get the 3rd. Ugh. Alright, it's able to get off the Fury Attack. Whatever, it doesn't do very much to me. Even with a crit. I guess I'll scratch it. Hooray for not very effective damage for Chip. And Jeremy grows to level 32. Very cool. And now, Giovanni's final Pokemon is Kangaskhan, a level 29 normal type with the ability Early Bird, meaning that it wakes up faster from sleep. It has the moves Fake Out, Mega Punch, Bite, and Tail Whip. It is likely to go for Fake Out first because that can only be used on the first turn and is a guaranteed flinch on your Pokemon. So if we go for Thunderbolt here... Oh, it didn't use it? Really? Maybe it was worried about getting hit by static and getting paralyzed. Oh, and I got a crit on that Thunderbolt. Wow, okay. Am I just gonna take it out without taking any damage from it? Yeah. What the heck, Giovanni? You fumbled the bag there. Alright. What? This can't be! I see that you raise Pokemon with utmost care. A child like you would never understand what I hope to achieve. I shall step aside this time. I hope we meet again. And he's gone, leaving behind the Sylph Scope. So, with Giovanni on the run, all we can really do is just leave and hopefully come across him again. Alright. Now that Team Rocket has been driven out of the game corner, I think that's probably a good place to stop. So in the next episode of Pokemon Fire Red, we're gonna head back to Pokemon Tower and use the Sylph Scope. See you guys then.